All right, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into something called the Royale Business Academy, or RBA. We're basing this entirely on the source material you've shared with us.
Exactly. And what this material seems to present is, well, a kind of complete business startup ecosystem.
Right, so our mission here really is just to break down what the source says RBA is, what's inside it, who they say it's for.
And crucially, how this core business model, they talk about master resale rights, how that's supposed to work. Again, strictly based on the description provided.
Definitely sticking to the source. And it really sets the stage, doesn't it? It positions RBA as like this perfect thing for new entrepreneurs.
Yeah, people wanting to build a business maybe from scratch.
And the hook seems to be that you apparently don't need experience or a following or even your own product to start.
Because it's framed as this done-for-you plug-and-play system. That phrase comes up.
It does. And then almost immediately, the source zeroes in on what feels like the main event.
The master resale rights. MRR.
Yes, the MRR model. Let's spend a moment on that because the source gives it a lot of weight. What exactly does the material say this means for someone signing up?
Well, according to the description you gave us, when you enroll, you don't just get the learning content.
Okay.
You also get the right to resell the entire academy, the whole thing.
Resell the academy itself.
That's what it says. And the claim is you can do that for 100% profit.
100%. That's quite a statement right up front.
It is. And the source argues this gives you a path to immediate income.
How so?
Because, well, the logic presented is you don't need to spend time creating your own product first. You can apparently start making money by selling RBA.
While you're maybe learning or building your own brand on the side.
Precisely. It positions the reselling part as the quick route to monetization. Almost from day one, it suggests.
Got it. So that ability to resell is presented as a primary, maybe even the primary initial benefit.
It certainly seems that way from the description.
Okay, so apart from getting this license to resell, what are you actually getting inside RBA, according to the source? What are the components?
Right. The source does break down the content. It seems to start with what it calls business startup courses, labeled as the foundation.
Foundation, okay. And this covers?
The fundamentals.
Yeah.
Things like business models for, 2024 and beyond, legal setup stuff, LLCs, sole proprietorships.
The essentials.
Yeah. Banking, payment processors, branding, understanding your niche and audience, product creation basics, even physical products are mentioned, and profit planning.
Pretty comprehensive starting point. Does the source highlight anything specific within that foundation?
It does. It flags one lesson as the most important lesson. That's the digital product creation plus launch strategy.
So moving from basics to actually making something sellable.
Exactly. The source claims this is where, quote, your business becomes truly monetizable. It teaches you, apparently from day one, how to create, price, and start selling that first product.
Makes sense. Learn the rules, then learn to make something you can sell. So after the foundation, where does the source say the curriculum goes?
Next up, logically, is the reseller's license plus setup module.
Okay, so focusing purely on the reselling aspect we just talked about.
Right, how to actually do the reselling of RBA for that 100% profit it mentions.
And what does that involve according to the material?
It says it includes things like editable reseller website templates.
Oh, so they give you a site to start with.
Apparently, editable ones. Plus guidance on pricing and how to automate the back end using tools like Beacons or StanStore are the examples given.
Right, those platforms that host digital products and links.
Exactly. And there's a pro tip the source includes here, which is quite telling.
Oh, what's the tip?
It basically says this module turns knowledge or even just access to RBA into immediate income because you instantly have a product to sell.
Which is RBA itself.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Before you even need to finish creating your own thing.
So the structure seems designed for you to potentially earn while you learn, essentially. Which brings us to, well, making your own thing. Does it cover that too?
It does. That's the next module listed. Monetizing digital products.
Okay, so this is beyond reselling RBA.
Correct. This is where the source says you learn to create other digital products. PDFs, guides, templates, ebooks, those kinds of things.
And how does it teach that?
It mentions using Canva for creation, which is interesting, and covers bundling products, making sure they're delivered professionally, copyright considerations, and setting up automation.
And is there a key takeaway emphasized for this part?
Yes. The source highlights learning how to create and deliver products that can supposedly generate passive income while you sleep. That's another one of those big promises in the material.
Passive income while you sleep. Definitely a hook. Okay, so you've got the foundation, the reselling setup, creating your own products. What's next?
Marketing. A big section on marketing and content creation.
Makes sense. You need to sell whatever you've got. What kind of marketing?
The source details strategies mainly focus on Instagram, it seems. Growth tactics, sales psychology, calls to action, story selling.
Story selling, like on Instagram stories.
Exactly. Also going LVE, using content calendars, providing posting templates. It seems very Instagram-centric based on the description.
And is there a standout technique here, according to the source?
Yes, it highlights something called story selling for daily sales as the most powerful training.
Okay.
And it describes this as a way to do soft selling in Instagram stories. The idea, apparently, is to generate daily sales without being pushy or doing direct pitches constantly.
Interesting. A softer approach for social media.
Seems to be the angle, yes. Then, after marketing, the source talks about tech setup tutorials.
Ah, the practical side, getting the tools working.
Pretty much, the nuts and bolts. It lists step-by-step guides for those tools mentioned earlier, beacons, stand store,
Right.
and also email marketing tools like ConvertKit or Flowdesk are named.
Yes.
Setting up automations, using Canva for design again, automating the delivery of your digital products.
That tech part can be intimidating for beginners. How does the source frame this section?
Well, its note on why it's important explicitly says it aims to stop tech overwhelm. It promises click-by-click tutorials to get users confident with the tech side.
Okay, tackling that tech barrier head-on seems key for their target audience. Anything else in the core content?
Finally, the source lists bonus trainings.
Always bonuses. What's included here?
Things like high-converting DM scripts, pre-written messages, basically, templates for freebies and funnels, something called a passive income game plan.
Okay.
Also, guest trainings from people the source identifies as six-figure earners, and strategies for repurposing your content.
And what's the supposed benefit of these bonuses, the big win, as the source calls it?
It claims these bonuses often hold the secrets to scaling faster, that implementing them can significantly boost income and confidence.
Scaling faster. Got it. So that covers the structure: foundation, resale setup, product creation, marketing, tech, and bonuses.
That's the flow presented in the source material, yes. Moving from basics and immediate monetization via reselling to building and marketing your own offers, handling the tech, and then extras for growth.
Now, the source also seems keen to point out why RBA is supposedly different from other things out there. What points does it make?
It lists several differentiators. It hammers home the 100% profit resale rights again.
Right?
It stresses that everything is editable and plug and play. It mentions the platform it's hosted on, school.com, describing it as clean, organized, and community-focused.
Okay, the platform experience itself.
And a big one, the promise of lifetime access and updates with no subscriptions or upsells. Plus, it mentions being based on proven frameworks.
So ease of use, immediate earning potential, community, long-term value, no hidden costs. That seems to be the message.
That's certainly how the source presents it. And then it gets even more specific, highlighting what it calls the most important part.
Oh, yes, I remember seeing that. It's a specific combination, isn't it?
A three-part combo, yeah.
Yeah.
The source calls it RBA's sweet spot.
And that combo is?
According to the material, resale setup plus digital product creation plus story selling.
So combining the ability to resell RBA, create your own product, and market effectively using that specific Instagram story technique.
Exactly. And the source claims this specific combination helps users do three key things.
Sure.
First, position RBA itself as their product. Second, simultaneously create their own unique digital offer. And third, market both daily using these, well, supposedly simple but powerful content methods.
It's interesting how it intertwines reselling their product with building your own offer. It's presented as a unified strategy.
It really is, and they back this up with quite a statement. The source claims this formula has helped dozens of users turn 0 followers into 5-figure brands.
0 followers to 5 figures. That is a very specific, very attractive outcome highlighted in the source. Okay, so given all this content, structure, and the model, who does the source explicitly say RBA is for?
Well, based on the description you shared, the target profile seems to be someone who wants to get into selling digital products or courses.
Okay.
Someone who wants a business model without physical inventory or shipping. Someone looking for a ready-to-go system, but who also wants some creative freedom.
The editable aspect, perhaps?
Maybe. Also, someone who wants to learn skills, marketing, branding, copywriting, sales, and crucially, someone who wants the option to resell a proven offer right away rather than building absolutely everything from scratch.
That definitely fits with the done-for-you, plug-and-play language used at the start. Okay, let's circle back quickly to the money side, the investment and profit model as the source presents it.
Right. The source is very consistent about that 100% profit model for reselling RBA.
And it gives examples of pricing.
It does. It suggests potential price points for reselling RBA, like maybe $27 is a low-ticket offer, or $97 to $197 for mid-ticket, and even $297 up to $597, perhaps more, for a high-ticket version, maybe with extra bonuses bundled in.
And the key message on pricing.
It's very clear in the material. Your price, your profit. No middleman, no commissions. It really emphasizes that the reseller sets the price and keeps the entire amount from their sales of RBA.
So a direct purpose of rights, then direct sales where you keep the revenue.
That's the model described in the source, yes.
And didn't the source also mention a freebie offer related to this?
Oh yeah, briefly.
Ah,
It notes an offer of a freebie six-figure marketing pair. It's described as a Canva copy.
a template, basically.
Sounds like it. And the source says it's usable to attract leads and help sell RBA more easily on a daily basis.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think we've covered the main points from the source material you provided. We've looked at how RBA is described, this whole ecosystem idea. We've dug into the master resell rights model and that 100% profit claim. We walked through the content structure foundation, reselling, creating marketing, tech, bonuses.
Right, and the differentiators the source highlights, like lifetime access and the school platform, and that specific sweet spot combo,
Yeah.
resale setup, digital product creation, story selling.
Exactly. Plus, who the source says it's aimed at and how the pricing and profit model is supposed to work, including those examples.
We've essentially outlined the system as the source portrays it, a kind of business in a box that teaches you, but also gives you the box itself to sell immediately for profit, while guiding you to build your own thing too.
So just reflecting on the model and the claims presented in the source material itself, it does raise an interesting thought, doesn't it? What does it really mean for building a business today when you have systems described explicitly as done for you, heavily featuring the reselling of existing products? How does that compare or contrast with the more traditional idea of building something entirely from the ground up, from scratch? That seems like a central question the source material leaves us pondering.